Chapter 1: The real role of the facilitator. You're not there to impress them. You're not there to save them. And you're sure as hell not there to make the group about you if you're holding space in a group room. Whether you're fresh out of school or 20 years into the work, you have one job: to protect the space where the truth can finally show up. That's it. That's the role. And it's way harder than it sounds. Most of us were taught how to lead a group before we ever learned how to listen, or how to sit in silence, or how to not let our ego speak every time we feel uncomfortable. Nobody really trains you for that part. I didn't start as a facilitator. I started as a client. I've sat in those cold detox chairs, looking for something real, surrounded by people trying to pass the time. And I remember exactly when I realized what a bad facilitator looked like. I was in detox, finally ready to get help. I had come to terms with the fact that I needed something different. I needed direction. I needed honesty. I needed someone to hold up a mirror without smashing it over my head. Instead, the guy running the group spent the entire session talking about his boat and his motorcycle. Some clients loved it was a distraction from the truth, a break from the work. But I remember sitting there angry, not because of the stories, but because that group could have saved someone's life. Instead, it just wasted time. Years later, on the professional running groups, I've worked in prisons, luxury treatment centers, court systems, and high-pressure environments. But I never forgot that boat guy. I've seen what happens when facilitators confuse volume with leadership when they preach, perform, or dominate the space. You can't bully people into healing. You can't preach them into insight. You can't perform your way into their trust. You have to hold space. And holding space is one of the most active, intentional things you can do as a professional. I'll never forget my first week facilitating for real 27 clients, mostly men, most of them guarded or angry. I don't remember the topic. I remember the energy, the silence, the honesty, the breakthrough that came, not because I was brilliant, but because the group felt safe enough for truth to surface. That's the role: not to shine, not to center yourself, but to build a container where people feel safe enough to take off the mask even for a moment. You learn to speak less and listen harder. You hold silence when it's needed. You challenge, but don't shame. You lead without stealing the room. If you're more concerned with being liked than being helpful, you're not ready to run a group. If you're not checking your own stuff, your group will dot, and if you think the group is about you, someone in that room is already shutting down. This work is sacred. It's messy, comma.